There is an ancient Chinese saying, history serves as a mirror, revealing the rise and fall of nations. 5,000 years ago, the land we now call China was divided into numerous small states. While nominally submitting to the leadership of the Zhou king as the supreme ruler, these states gradually slipped from royal control as the Zhou dynasty's power waned while feudal lords grew stronger. For centuries, these small states warred against each other for population and territory, until finally unifying into a single nation, China. This often makes me wonder, is our modern world not mirroring that ancient Chinese landscape? Today, our planet contains over 100 nations, with humanity still frequently fighting over land, energy resources, and minerals. Will Earth eventually unify into a single global nation 1,000 years from now? I cannot say. But China's 5,000 years of recorded history contain countless fascinating, unbelievable, and thought-provoking stories. Let me select some from the vast historical records to share with you. If you're interested in China and its historical culture, you're welcome to follow me. Now, let's begin today's story. Last time, we recounted how during China's spring and autumn period, the two strategists Bao Shuya and Guan Zhong served the princes of Qi. Bao Shuya assisting Prince Zhao Bai, while Guan Zhong served his rival Prince Ju. To ensure Ju would seize the throne, Guan Zhong attempted to assassinate Zhao Bai with an arrow. Yet Prince Zhao Bai survived, ascended the throne, and became Du Quan of Qi. Now, Bao Shuya was urging Du Quan to recruit his former enemy Guan Zhong as an advisor instead of punishing him. Could Du Quan set aside their past grievance and employ the very man who had tried to kill him? Let's continue. Though Qi had won successive wars against Lu over the years, the campaigns had drained its treasury and resources. Moreover, constant internal strife had prevented the people from focusing on farming, leaving famine widespread and the land in chaos. How could Qi be properly governed? Du Quan pondered this for many anxious days until Bao Shuya visited again. Bao Shuya had played a crucial role in helping Du Quan return to Qi and claim the throne, and had offered wise counsel in both the war against Lu and domestic affairs. Deeply respectful, Du Quan rose quickly to greet him. Once seated, the Duke asked, "Where should we begin to restore order in Qi?" Bao Shuya replied, "What we urgently need is a wise and talented person to help you devise strategies." Du Quan looked at him with a smile. "Is there anyone more capable and virtuous than you?" Bao Shuya answered gravely, "Yes, there is one right before us, a man of extraordinary ability, 10 times more talented than I. If you employ him, Qi will surely prosper. If such a man exists, I will certainly use him." "Why haven't you mentioned him before? Who is he?" Bao Shuya said, "It is Guan Zhong, as I suggested previously." Before he could finish, Du Quan interrupted, "Guan Zhong?" The name reignited his anger. Glaring, he gritted his teeth. "If his arrow hadn't hit my belt hook, I would be dead. I've kept that arrow. How can I not kill him with my own hands? How could you expect me to employ him?" Seeing the Duke's resistance, Bao Shuya patiently reasoned. "You have always been broad-minded and far-sighted. Why be short-sighted now?" Noting Du Quan's silence, he pressed further, "I wonder what your ultimate goal is. If you only wish to be a peaceful ruler, living a steady but obscure life, that is one path. Although I am mediocre, I might suffice. But if you aspire to enrich the state, strengthen the military, and dominate the Central Plains, then you must have an exceptional talent like Guan Zhong." Du Quan remained silent. How could he be content with a mediocre life? These days, he could neither sleep nor eat, consumed by his vision of a powerful hegemonic Qi. He wished Qi could become strong overnight. Yet he could not forget Guan Zhong drawing his bow. The memory of the arrow striking his hook fueled his rage. Understanding his feelings, Bao Shuya continued persuasively, "Why did Guan Zhong shoot that arrow? Out of loyalty. He was then serving Prince Jiu. Each served his own master. When he shot at you, he had only Jiu in his heart. If you employ him now, he will be just as loyal to you. he will shoot for your empire, not just a belt hook. Duquan said, I've made up my mind. Among my ministers, you are the most loyal and capable. I intend to appoint you as chancellor. You can surely help me make Qi wealthy and strong. But Bao Shuya insisted, I am far inferior to Guanzhong. I am merely cautious and law-abiding. He is the one who can truly help you achieve hegemony, impressed by Bao Shuya's steadfast recommendation. Du Quan finally said, Very well, let him come in a few days. I will meet him. The ice in Du Quan's heart had begun to thaw, but he still wanted to test Guanzhong's abilities. One day, he asked him, I want Qi to become strong quickly. Where should we start? Guanzhong replied, The people's wealth is the foundation of the state's strength. Food is the people's heaven. First, we must ensure they are well fed. To achieve that, we must boost grain production by mobilizing the people to build irrigation systems. Reclaim wasteland, follow farming seasons, and sow timely. We should also encourage livestock breeding and the planting of mulberry and hemp. If the people prosper, can the state not prosper? If the people are poor, how can the state become strong? Duke Huan found these ideas rather conventional. According to you, building waterworks and reclaiming land will require great expenditure. That means heavy taxes and labor conscription. After years of war, our people are already poor and hungry. Can they bear additional burdens? Guanzhong responded, We should not increase but instead reduce their taxes and labor duties. Du Quan shook his head. After a moment, he asked, Then where will the money come from? Our treasury has been depleted in recent years. Guanzhong said, Do not be impatient. With determination, we will find a way. Qi is vast and rich in resources. To the east, we have the sea with its fish and shrimp. Even seawater can be boiled into salt. To the west lies an endless plain, a granary and fruit garden. Within our borders are rolling mountains rich in copper and iron. We can mine ores and mint coins. These resources are inexhaustible. Du Quan acknowledged that Guanzhong understood Qi's advantages and that his ideas were not groundless. Yet he felt these were long-term solutions that wouldn't address immediate crises. After years of internal chaos, people's hearts are unsettled. Once hearts are scattered, they are hard to rally. Guanzhong replied, The people are like a great river. Properly guided, they can carry boats and irrigate fields. Poorly guided, they flood and destroy. To lead the people, we must first love them, establish laws, and make them abide by rights and order. Once the people are stable and affairs follow rules, everything will proceed systematically. Du Quan seemed to nod slightly, yet also shake his head faintly. The meeting ended without warmth or resolution. Was Du Quan uninterested? Not exactly. He was intrigued but felt these plans would take too long. He believed the most urgent task was to boost his prestige, and the means to that was foreign military campaigns. Having recently defeated Lu, he decided to target Lu again. Without consulting his ministers, he ordered troops mobilized for an invasion. Learning of this, Guanzhong rushed to the duke that very night to dissuade him. You have just ascended the throne, and domestic stability is not yet achieved. How can you launch a war now? Du Quan looked at him and said, I know the country is unstable and some ministers still do not submit to me. But if I defeat Lu, people will see my power and respect me. Then the country will stabilize, ministers will obey, and domestic affairs will become manageable. Guanzhong continued pleading earnestly, with ongoing internal conflicts, a poor state, weak military, and divided hearts. It is not yet time for war. Du Quan grew angry. If not now, then when? My mind is made up, say no more. Knowing further persuasion was useless, Guanzhong still warned, If you ignore my advice, you will be defeated. Unwilling to hear such discouraging words, Duke Huan waved his hand. Since you oppose the campaign, I cannot appoint you as commander. I had intended to use you, but you disappoint me. I will put Bao Shuya in charge. In 684 BC, Duke Huan ordered Bao Shuya to lead the Qi army grandly toward Lu. Fresh from earlier victories, the Qi troops were brimming with arrogance. After winning minor skirmishes with local Lu defenders along the way, they grew even more overconfident. Believing Lu would collapse easily, Duke Huan ordered a swift advance deep into Lu territory, soon reaching Changshao. Upon learning of the invasion, Duke Zhong of Lu grew frantic and convened his ministers. They glanced at each other, but none could propose an effective defense strategy. The memory of their defeat at Chonchi had left many terrified, some turned pale at the very mention of the Qi army. Minister Shibo stepped forward. Do not panic. To counter Qi's attack, we need someone deeply versed in strategy. Duke Zhong urgently asked, where can we find such a person? Shibo said, I know a man named Cao Gi, a man of great ability. Before he could finish, Duke Zhong exclaimed, bring him here quickly. Shibo replied, a man of Cao Gi's caliber cannot be summoned casually. We must invite him respectfully. Moreover, we must trust him. Grant him official rank and real authority, otherwise his talents will be wasted. With enemy troops pressing in, Duke Zhong urgently needed capable men and agreed at once. Very well, I agree to all conditions. Shibo went to invite Cao Gi in the Duke's name. Cao Gi was widely read and profoundly strategic, with lofty ambitions to serve Lu. Yet the Lu aristocracy operated like a dense web emphasizing lineage, background, and connections over true ability. Incompetence filled key posts, while talented men like Cao Gi were shut out. After repeated failed attempts to serve the state, a resentful Cao Gi had retreated to the mountains. Hearing of Qi invasion, he was about to volunteer when Shibo arrived. Regarding court appointments, people held differing views, and some tried to dissuade Cao Gi from getting involved. A fellow villager told him, those high-ranking officials who eat meat are doing the planning, why should you interfere? Cao Gi replied, those meat-eaters are short-sighted and incapable of long-term strategy. Shibo, understanding Cao Gi's feelings and temperament, patiently explained despite these discussions. He first clarified Duke Zhuang's sincere desire for talent, then outlined Lu's current situation. Now that Qi's army has invaded our territory and our people suffer from war, everyone, whether official or not, should work for the country and its people. Though resentful of incompetent officials and those who envied talent, Cao Gi loved his homeland and sympathized with its people. Ignoring the naysayers, he resolutely went to court. Duke Zhong asked him, Qi is strong, Lu is weak, can we really win against Qi? Instead of answering, Cao Gi countered, Your Majesty. As ruler of the state, what deeds has the court done for the people that would make them wholeheartedly support us against the enemy? Duke Zhong responded courteously, I've not fulfilled my duties sufficiently, but I always think of the people. I never enjoy food and clothing alone, I often share with others. Cao Gi said, Your approach is good, but these are small favors. That alone won't make the people support us wholeheartedly in war. What else? I constantly consider the people's hardships, Duke Zhong said honestly. In all important legal cases, I investigate carefully and judge based on facts. I don't reward based on personal favor or punish based on personal dislike. Pleased, Cao Gi said, if you truly do this, you've served the people well. With this, we can fight the enemy. Still worried about losing, Duke Zhong asked, how should we fight this battle? Cao Gi replied, warfare can't be planned empty-handed indoors, nor does it have fixed patterns. The battlefield changes rapidly. Commanders must adapt to actual conditions. Preconceived, rigid strategies often lead to defeat. Finding Cao Gi's reasoning sound, Duke Zhong joined him in leading troops to meet the enemy. The two armies deployed at Changshao. Cao Gi quietly surveyed the terrain and assessed both sides' military dispositions before making detailed arrangements. Issuing strict attack or defense orders, clarifying military discipline, and establishing command signals for soldiers to follow precisely. Duke Huan of Qi's army had advanced to Changshao almost unopposed, making him disdainful of Lu's forces. Seeing Lu's army forming battle lines from afar, he assumed they were timid and ordered drumbeats to advance. Rewards for breaking the enemy formation. At the sound, Qi soldiers charged with thunderous drums and war cries. Yet Lu's camp remained silent despite the overwhelming noise. Hearing the enemy drums, Duke Jung wanted to respond, but Cao Gi stopped him. Qi's troops have won several battles and are charging with high morale. Don't confront them head on, he whispered. Duke Jung said nothing, thinking Cao Gi timid but respecting their prior agreement to follow his commands. To ensure compliance, Cao Gi reissued orders: hold positions strictly, no shouting, no leaving posts, no unauthorized battles. Await Central Command flags, violators be executed. As Qi troops surged like tidal waves, Lu's forces held firm, silent chariots, still horses, orderly ranks. Cao Gi's tight formation had soldiers conserving energy quietly. After futile charges, Qi troops withdrew listlessly like waves receding from stone shores. Seeing the first assault fail, General Bao Shuya ordered a second drumbeat. Exhausted from the first charge, Qi soldiers reluctantly turned back toward Lu's lines. Again, Lu's formation held firm as iron nails. After two failed charges, Bao Shuya found Lu's tactics baffling. His troops were demoralized, some leaning on spears panting, others resting against chariots removing helmets to fan themselves, many wiping sweat from unarmored backs. Even horses were drenched. Bao Shuya urged them, Lu's cowardice proves they'll flee if we attack again. But soldiers remained dispirited. At the third drumbeat, weary Qi troops made a half-hearted charge. As they began turning back, Cao Gi waved his command flag twice. Instantly, Lu's war drums erupted as soldiers burst forth like tigers chasing sheep. Unprepared, Qi troops panicked, fleeing chaotically, trampling each other, countless dying under chariot wheels. Lu's army pursued fiercely, leaving Qi's forces in complete disarray. Seeing the retreat, Duke Jung wanted immediate pursuit, but Cao Gi stopped him. Wait. After inspecting enemy will tracks and scanning the horizon from his chariot, he finally ordered full pursuit. Duke Jung, now energized, led a 30-li chase, capturing stragglers and seizing abundant chariots, weapons, and horses. Upon victory, Duke Jung asked Cao Gi, why didn't you attack during the first two charges? Why only after the third? Cao Gi explained, it's simple, battles depend on morale. High morale brings advantage. Low morale invites defeat. Drumbeats boost morale. The first charge has peak morale, the second declines, and the third exhausts it. Nodding, Duke Jung asked, why delay the pursuit? Cao Gi admitted, I was overcautious. Earlier pursuit would have captured more. But against strong enemies, we must avoid ambushes. His inspections had verified the enemy's true route. Everyone praised Cao Gi as a true strategist. Duke Jung, deeply impressed, appointed him as a minister to oversee Lu's military affairs. After the defeat, Duke Huan felt ashamed to face Guanzhong but sought lessons from Bao Shuya. You crushed Lu at Chonxi, why did we lose at Changsha with more troops? Bao Shuya replied, the fault is mine. But perhaps because at Chonxi we defended against invasion, our soldiers fought zealously. This time we invaded Lu, their desperate defense neutralized our morale. Humbled, Duke Huan regretted ignoring Guanzhong's advice. Being a pragmatic ruler, he apologized personally, my rash invasion caused Qi's defeat. Henceforth, I'll follow your guidance in state affairs. Thereafter, Duke Huan appointed Guanzhong as chancellor, embarking on his path to hegemony. As you can see, historical China was made up of countless small states that fought endless wars against each other, gradually emerging into the China we know today. Over these thousands of years of integration, countless fascinating stories unfolded. I am a Chinese high school student, and in my free time, I create this video to share the stories that find most intriguing, thought-provoking, and fun stories that will help you understand China better. If you're interested in China, have any questions about the country, or need travel tips for an upcoming trip, feel free to leave a comment under my video. I'll do my best to reply as soon as possible and provide whatever help I can. Thanks for following and liking.